So, Jeff, I am officially changing your name in my phone to
Oh boy.
One Big Boob Hudson.
I'm not really sure what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, people are having trouble on things on their phones. That's if I was looking for a theme in this episode, which I was, maybe trouble with phones is it.
But you have questioned many times what the fuck Jax is doing on his phone, and there was a whole segment in this Secrets Revealed, Vanderpump Rules Season 3, Secrets Revealed. This is But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio, and one of our burning questions was, what the fuck is Jax doing on his phone? And this episode addressed that.
Yes.
I'm Sundi. I am the pop culture professor, self-proclaimed expert, emphasis on the self-proclaimed.
I am Jeff, our resident hospitality restaurant industry expert, which I self-proclaim that there's a need for that on this show because it's kind of arguable.
Not this show, but we have added a show to our repertoire in which it is your time to shine as the expert and my time to learn as the newbie.
That's right. We do our Top Chef coverage, but we're here. We're here to wrap up season 3 right now.
Yeah. Well, just to give the folks a little, tidbit if they're interested, our Top Chef is a little different. It's a little bit more, it's less unserious as our Vanderpump Rules contest because these folks are actually talented and actually take their lives seriously and are not just walking trash cans. And we do a lot of fun, interesting stuff for the Top Chef coverage. As a matter of fact, Jeff made me eat pork flavored ice cream and I absolutely loved it. And if you can see that whole thing, go to our YouTube channel. It's at Pinot Pod. There's a little snippet on our TikTok and our Instagram, but to see like the whole explanation of everything about the challenge and why we did it and how we made it, all that kind of stuff, head to YouTube because I know it sounds insane, but pork ice cream with a barbecue caramel sauce with pork rinds, sprinkles, listen. It sounds bizarre, but it was really good. I ate like 3 bowls. And I'm not a real big dairy eater, so I'll let you fill in those blanks. But it was very delicious. And don't threaten me with a pork rind, okay? Because I'm always going to say yes.
I will only deliver with it, for sure.
Well, that's good to know. So Top Chef 2, obviously. And then we've added Ladies of London, which I do with our very good friend, former socialite turned psychologist, Emile. And those drop on Thursday nights, possibly. But our vintage stuff is hitting Tuesdays. Hello, it's Tuesday. Welcome to the world, Starshine. Tuesdays and Fridays is what we have shifted over. And I've got our new schedule pinned to the top of our social media. So if you have questions about what's dropping when or whatever, you can always send me an email. But of course, you can go to social media because that is where we live and breathe. You ready?
I'm ready.
You did a fun thing, though, because we are nothing but if not academic around these parts.
Yeah.
You went back and listened to last year's hopes, dreams, secrets revealed, predictions, wants, all that kind of stuff. Tell me a little bit about how good we did or how poorly we did.
I think we did pretty well overall, especially since I wasn't intending to listen to it like with a red marker or anything. I was just going to well, this will be fun. And I was like, oh yeah, we do our predictions. So we did. One thing we kind of figured was that we were going to be, Tom and Ariana were going to be like the couple to watch and big thing. And that didn't really turn out. We were like, Tom and Ariana are going to get so much more coverage than like Jax. No.
Well, I don't know. Well, not more than Jax or Kristen, but there was a fair amount of them, I guess, but it was like through the Kristen stuff, I guess. So we really overestimated how much people gave a shit about Pampered at the Disco.
We also kind of both thought it was going to be like all Pampered at the Disco. We were like, this is the hot couple. They're on the rise. This is going to be it. And instead they just got a very good sprinkling, but it wasn't their show or anything. We did predict one thing particular. We knew the wedding was coming, the most important day of 2014. Right. We both kind of said that Kristen would be at the wedding, but not in the wedding party, which is exactly what happened. And at one point she was going to be, so like throughout the season, I would have been like, almost, which is kind of where I was with the I had the random shoe throw prediction. I was like, wedding
Yeah.
seems like a good time for a shoe throw.
Mm.
And I was so close. I was so close. She was holding a shoe, yelling with James when she punched him, and such a good time, but did not throw the shoe.
You know that I have a Hispanic wife, right? And there's like a whole cultural thing that happens, and I'm gonna say it wrong, but it's like apparently like one of the slides that her like the shoes that her mom wears, like a chakla or
Mm-hmm.
something, and that her mom would take off and like spank her with it.
Yeah.
Which is a very specific to culture. I mean, like, I got whoopings too, but, like, my mom wasn't taking her shoe off and whooping them. But so that is a concept that I learned when after being married to a Puerto Rican woman. So
Yeah. Well,
some
I think she'd
specific
appreciate you using our last year's review to air out her grievances
childhood
with her
trauma.
mom. Yeah. That's a fun time to do it. So we also get serious on here as well.
Well, apparently a lot of Hispanic moms do it, so it's not her
Yeah.
trauma is not specific to her. It's a shared trauma, so it's shared cultural trauma.
You
Um,
very correct predicted that Tom and James would fight. And that was
ah,
like first episode, right? I mean,
yeah.
you were like, things are too hot with these two. Something's gonna go down. Little did we know that was the next episode we watched. Yeah.
I know, God, that seems so long ago, though. Like, I cannot believe that shit was this season. It seems like it was 100 years ago.
We of course thought it was gonna be all wedding all year, and it really wasn't. They talked about it a lot, but we didn't really see it until late. So not as much as we thought. I wanted to like maintain what's going on with Stassi, but see her much less. That kind of happened.
You
Um,
manifested that because there were some episodes that we didn't even see her damn face.
no, oh, it's funny too. We mentioned Patrick back then, but it's like, I assume we're about to meet him, and here we are. I still assume we're about to meet him. Now
20 episodes.
you asked me specifically about Sheena's dress to make predictions. I'm no wedding dress expert.
I
So I
forgot I
said that
did this.
it was going to be, now you tell me how I did. I said a short
Okay.
train.
Yeah. Okay.
There would be a giant white statement piece. I don't think she really had that, but
No, you're right. But the top was really heavily beaded. Remember, like her crop top was super heavy beaded, so that could be the
well,
statement
I
piece.
said that she would have like a very bejeweled dress, and specifically her shoes would basically be just jewels and bedazzled, like the whole thing. Would
Yeah.
have that look on there. So that I got. And that she would have like a real Elizabeth Taylor heavy makeup thing going on. So
Oh my
she
God,
did have
you
some heavy
really?
makeup going on.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
had to last all day and all night, Jeff.
Where's my wallet? Yes.
God.
I know.
Were there any predictions about the bride walking around with a handle of Fireball? Did we foresee that in the
No, we
the
should have.
future?
That's poor performance on our part there.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah,
Something
we
that's
gotta get
season,
our
hey, that's
together.
season 2, Jeff and Sundi. We're older now. We
Mhm.
know what's going on.
That's right. We've got more experience under our belt. Anything else? Because I feel like we were really kind of on point.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We didn't get to, I mean, I think that's a lot of the stuff that happened. I mean, up till the way we kick off this episode, Andy jumps right to Jax about love bombing, which you've been saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like this was almost a prediction that was correct because you've been saying that, and Andy, first thing out.
Listen, before we get into like the nitty gritty of it, I want to ask you about how the format. How are you reacting to the format? Because didn't it seem a little inorganic the way that he was like
Yes.
setting up a package and then dropping a package? So do you think that they did the reunion and then this was like an afterthought where they like filmed this as a package? Because it felt really wooden.
That's exactly what I thought. I mean, this could come up beat by beat, but like they bring up Peter and they're talking about Peter. It's like, yo, Peter's there. Like he's he's right there. Like, I mean, sure, maybe
package.
they're like, oh my, but never mind. He's taking Jiggy out for a walk. Him and Shay are out around the corner.
They couldn't bring this man out to talk about his old storyline on the show. Like,
not even.
That's wild.
Shay had a cool scene. He's there. No Shay.
Seriously, first off, I think you are misusing the phrase cool scene in a way that I cannot forgive. I hope, are you referring to him singing?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
But it did seem like they just extracted this from the reunion.
Yeah.
I didn't
But, like,
know.
it just seemed really, really, like, tacked on, or they have, like, the shoehorn it. I don't know. But I'm glad they did, because we did get some fun moments. Nothing too wildly revealing or, like, any new news, but I liked it kept a kind of a light thing, and it just gave us more reason to laugh at the dummies, and I am
I,
always looking for reasons to laugh at the dummies.
I think our hopes are too high that the producers have just mountains of footage that would be great and we want to see. And then when we get a peek at it and it's not something that amusing, we're like, nah, show us all that good stuff. Maybe this is all,
Yeah.
maybe
I
this
mean,
is it.
maybe there's just stuff that, like, the FCC won't allow on TV.
See,
Like,
that's
there's, like,
hope.
things.
That's you hoping right there.
Oh,
That's you
that's right. I'll
hoping.
save that for the end. I'll save that for the end. All right, so back to Jackson, his love bombing. This man and his tattoos. I mean, I've told this story before about how I dated a guy who did not perceive tattoos as some, like, huge commitment. Like, he liked them as a snapshot of wherever he was in his life, and he had many, like, dozens and dozens all over, and if it was a dare, if it was this, it was that, and so he had took a really different tactic about tattoos, and I think maybe Jax also doesn't really like, I know a tattoo is permanent, and I think Jax knows a tattoo is permanent, but I think he takes on a very different value system. He's like, "Oh, okay, fuck it. It's fine. I'll just get it covered up later." Because this
Yeah.
man fully had Carmen's name tattooed on his arm, bigger
He
than
also,
Stassi's.
he also tried to lie to us about it, because he doesn't know that when it's recorded, that's forever also, that means something,
Oh,
because they're like, oh, you had her name tattooed on you? And he's like, no, I mean, not real, and
but,
person's
like,
like, yes, he had her name. Like, we all just watched this
it's
happen. And it's
covered
like,
up now, but
we've all seen this, like he totally tried to lie that it had happened. Again,
I know. And, like, he has no shame. Do you know how humiliated I would be if I walked into a tattoo shop and was like, "Hey, can you cover up this tattoo that I've had for a month and a half?" That
there
shit
it
is not
is.
even healed. It is not already even set.
I
I
think
would
if,
be so embarrassed.
I mean, how many tattoo places are there in the greater Los Angeles area? You went back to that same one, I'd at least be like, let me go to your boy down the street. This guy's got to make a house call, something. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going in there
man.
I was in there 3.5 weeks ago, dude. There's no way.
I
And
would shop
he's like,
around. I would shop
yes.
around.
And
But,
he's,
people are loyal to their tattoo artist, so maybe,
yeah,
or maybe he made some deal with them that he got a discount, because this motherfucker better be getting a discount as quick as he's getting tattoos. He better getting some deal.
hopeful once again. Yeah. He also is like, yeah, no more girls' names. It's like, no, exactly right. You're not going to get girls' names. You're only going to get their face and half of their skull, which blend. Yeah. And then he says he's not getting any more girls' names. And it's like, absolutely. Don't get any more girls' names. Just get their face, where half of it's a skull on your shoulder, 20 times bigger than the name was. You've definitely grown as a person. Let's move on.
But then he says, "No, I didn't learn a lesson. Absolutely not. It was fucking Wednesday. I did it because it was the thing. Because he lost a bet. It was cheaper
Yeah. He's
to
trying to
buy
cover
this
up the bet.
woman." Yeah, it was cheaper to buy this woman. I mean, to get this woman's name tattooed on him, would be to buy a pair of shoes. Which in Carmen, I think it was a smart play, because either way she wins, right? Like, either way, she is getting something out of this.
You think she
Whether
outsmarted Jax Taylor? Is that the compliment you're throwing her way?
Well, she is in law school.
Right. But
She
that's
is
a
in law
thing that
school.
she's doing, not something worth noting. You thought what's worth noting is that she outsmarted Jax Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we've set a
I mean,
low
I
bar
know.
for Carmen.
I think he really does continue to get dumber as it goes by.
Well, I wonder
Like,
if how long the math works on this. Like, all right, spent the money to save the money, and then I spent the cover up money
mm,
to do that. Now is that
yeah.
then like I had to get an Uber to go meet Sandoval there because he won't come to my house and pick me up anymore. And like when at some
Well,
point, I don't know.
I bet the cover up was much more expensive. So in
Yeah.
toto, He
Yeah.
probably did not come out ahead on that one. But he
Mhm.
told this story about how Tiffany, like, saw it in bed and started crying and jumped up and ran out. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck off. Like, shut up." Like, whatever. They did spend quite a chunk, too, on the Crandival of it all. And just when I thought everything had been said, they are giving us more meat to chew on. And
Yeah,
also
as soon as
and humiliating James at the same time. So it's a simultaneous effort there.
as soon as we're wrapping up about Jax's stupid tattoos, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's move on from something else. Andy straight up quote, this is a quote. Let's talk about Kristen's relationship with Tom. Oh, fucking finally. What do you think we've been doing the last, we've been, this is episode 21. That means there's been
Not
20
finally.
hours of us watching this stuff. Like, hey, here's an idea. You know what we haven't fucking dragged down in the ground enough? Y'all's relationship. Let's get it going. Like, they're trying to force us to keep up with this. Like, Stassi and Jax gets brought up in the reunion. Like, let the stuff go. Like, no wonder nobody can get closure around here. Y'all keep jamming it down our throats.
Snatching that scab off. Well, I know that we are a numbers podcast around here, and we're always striving to get things, the calculus exactly right. There's this scene between Kristen and James in which they're talking about their anniversary, their 6-month anniversary, in which she immediately talks about how her and Tom broke up 7 months ago. So there was quite literally 1 month, 4 weeks, 30 days in between this 6-year relationship that she had and this, age difference romance that she's participating in.
Yeah. More important than that, she remembers the exact date of the breakup, not of the relationship she's in beginning. So there's that.
James, dump her.
James is like, just delete this dude. So she starts deleting photos, which aren't being deleted. I'm just going to assume those are not being deleted.
No. Look, though, I was going to ask you, are you of the mind that when you break up with someone that you should delete all the pictures off your phone and like social media and stuff?
I mean, not necessarily, but I've also never dragged out the ending of a relationship like this. I mean, no, I've never been asked to because I've never made my breakup with someone part of the next relationship.
Well, no, even still, even if somebody didn't if somebody wasn't demanding it, looking over your shoulder, do you think that that is like a best practice in terms of like ending a relationship? Which I know you and Brooke have been married a really long time, and like camera roll culture was not as evolved 13 years ago.
That is correct.
As it is now, and like there wasn't so much
or more
like value. There's not like, our social media wasn't such an economy as it is now. Like the commerce wasn't to this, but like I found that to be really insulting. Like, don't make this woman delete this stuff. This was like a part of her life. Like, like, I don't know. I do not go back and delete things from my social media. I do not delete things from my camera roll, which is another reason why you'll have to pry my phone out of my cold, dead hands. And I have my digital like doula who after I'm dead is going to run to my house and delete everything off my phone. I've already designated her. Shout out Tabitha. So, but like, no, like that's just, it's almost like a part of your life, and like completely delete him from your life is an outrageous request. Do you think?
Well, yeah, I didn't even, that's exactly what's going on. I mean, he's asking her to get rid of some of the pictures and she's like, well, I'm not going to delete all the stuff from social media because I look really good in them. And I mean, I don't know, this is stupid. It just keeps going on. Like, and then she's finally like, why do you care? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I can tell why he cares because you won't stop talking about this guy. But at the same, I don't know. I just kind of,
he loves you.
I'm like, I'm
That's
done.
why he cares.
Yeah.
But Jeff, this woman there absolutely is a Tom folder. She says like, it's not like there's a Tom folder. Yes, there is. We see you clicking on it. Yeah. Number 2, she's getting misty, like actively reminiscing about these times in her life, sitting there in front of her boyfriend on their 6-month anniversary. Mm-hmm. It is quite literally the meanest thing you could do to a person. What she is doing to James in here is the meanest thing. It is cruel, emotionally cruel. Just saying. I'm just leaving that there. We're just going to let that lie. Got it. Thank you.
It's just smoldering. Yeah.
You're just gonna let it lie. And then we move on to the Vander Empire.
Yeah. It's smooth.
She's good with 3, which is an interesting timing that we're watching this because I just saw in the news that she has put up her other restaurant, Tom Tom, which we obviously haven't gotten to in the series yet, but she's put it up for sale. So I guess she really is, back
And
to
Pump.
3 because, Pump is wah, wah.
Yeah.
But then we get this whole bit. This is your bit. I'm going to let you take this segment about the test dinner.
Yeah, we got a test dinner. More importantly, it's Dana with a Y. We see her all year. Like,
she is real redheaded. She's a real redheaded, like Ronald McDonald redheaded.
Yeah, I think they're doing like a soft opening at Pump. So we have like the crew from Surdown, and things don't go great. People are getting a little hangry. I think Ariana kind of like loses her cool with LVP, even like says something, and then it just goes down to an empty bread plate. And then Ariana, who is, the literal coolest of cool, is just like nervously playing with her pony on the side. And I was like, yeah, stuff's starting to get hairy here. Like, no bread, no apps. There's nothing like, just put some food out there to people,
Yes.
And a lot of these things people don't always order. Like, you just kind of get brought, these are some things that we're doing here. So, yeah.
It was bad when Lisa had to come out and apologize like a couple of times. Like, Lisa is not a real apologizer. She has very little contrition in her spirit. And so that these motherfuckers must have been waiting for a long time because they had a full-on order. And another thing that I found really endearing about The Secrets Revealed is because the show sets up a very particular narrative and stays very faithful to it. So like, oh, Katie and Stassi were beefing, or Ariana and Stassi don't really have a thing. And then you see these kind of like almost like behind the scenes moments. They're set up that way because we didn't see them, right? And it just sort of like cracks open another dimension to the show. And like this dinner, because it was this real strange mix of people. It was Dana with a Y. It was Ariana, Peter, Danny. Wasn't that Danny?
No, it was Jenny.
Okay. Well, they're interchangeable. But like Katie and
Stassi,
like, all that. Yeah. But like it was this like really like strange amalgam that we don't get this particular cocktail of people. And that's what I really liked about it, because I was like, oh, I get to see behind the curtain just a little bit. So, but they finally got their dinner, but the printer wasn't plugged in.
Wasn't plugged in. We got Chef Penny with like handwritten tickets, which I'm still a little of a fan of, but they can be a pain if you're not depending on them. They like the food though.
Fan?
Oh, I love the handwritten stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Jeff, no. No, I don't know. That just seems like that's a real dangerous game to play right there.
Why? Because if you write it and give it to someone, they can know exactly what's on it and ask the person right there in their face, instead of being dependent on a POS system going down or things not being plugged in.
But I mean, like, has everybody memorized the shortcuts on the right way? Because what I may abbreviate as, truffle fries, somebody else may abbreviate as,
no,
prime rib.
Then you don't
or whatever.
do that. We have an agreement as a group before we do it, what gets said and written on there.
Well, as long as everybody's handwriting is
shrimp
good,
and grits
then you're
is
in the clear.
S and G. If you're going to write shrimp and something, you're not getting it. That's your problem. It's all in the managerial stuff.
I've never worked at a restaurant that you had to handwrite stuff, but
no, I mean, that's old. It's old fashioned. Well, but there is like a manager trying to explain to Lisa, and she is like not having it. I mean, you can tell like when somebody's giving Lisa her news, she's like, "You're the problem to me because you're the one delivering me the news," and that does come up later. And I wondered remember there was a manager that was gone right after Pump opened. And I'm wondering if this had anything to do with it. Like if this is when trouble's starting. Yeah.
That might be the tea right there. We also get a LVP-ism where she says, "Oh, it was such a muddle." Talking about
a couple muddles. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess a muddle is like a fuck up or a snafu or whatever. But we get a Lisa-ism. And then we have to move on to Peter and Vale, and we have to talk about Peter. Don't talk about me like I'm not here. Because we are absolutely talking about this man, and he is 2 steps off stage. About Peter and Vale. I guess they made out, which we didn't see that. Why didn't we see that, Jeff?
Well, none of them know about it. They're all going on Peter's word here. Nobody except Sheena on this stage even knows about it. If
Well, there
only
was
we could have brought
footage.
Peter out
There was footage, though,
of
right?
them making out.
Yeah, wasn't there? Didn't I see there, like, a little bit of, like, at the anniversary party?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Well, Andy calls out, he's like, "Yeah, Peter really struggled with the ladies this season." I was like, "God damn, Andy, calm down." And then we get that whole bit about Peter not wanting them to wear shoes in his apartment. "Sir, the
Yeah.
mice are carrying your sheets off right now. I don't think you need to worry about your carpet."
Yeah, well, the intro to that package was about how he's not killing it with the ladies, and then they go into three ladies talking about how nasty his apartment is. Like, it's just a real downer on Peter for a minute
Yeah.
here. Like, and then they well, at least they're over there to give him a cake, and then they give him the cake, and it's like the most plain, like, first day on Facebook, like when you just get a P for Peter as your symbol, like that's what's on there. It's just, here's a P, that's
Well
you.
well, they made it so they could eat it, so fuck you, Peter.
Yeah,
Peter
like,
Peter is the real whipping boy around here, like, he gets it a lot. But then they even showed this clip of this man trying to call a girl that's in his phone as blonde chick, and
mhm.
she's like, "Ooh." Oh, and he misspelled blonde.
And misspelled
Don't let
blonde.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sarah, with an H that we find out, "I'm sorry, sir, I'm seeing somebody." Like,
Wish that had come
and
up last time, I guess.
I guess maybe don't put your number in my phone then, ma'am.
Yeah.
But Stassi clocks it too because she uses her tried and true. What a skank. She uses her tried and true.
Everyone's pretty
Uh,
down on his game, though, as a whole. Like, whether it's he just
yeah.
gets flustered, he talks about Star Trek too much, there's all kinds of stuff. But yeah,
I
I,
find that endearing. I do. That would be my panty remover right there. Like, did the man who looks like this is talking to me about some nerd shit, I'm done. Let's get out of here. Like,
all right.
I that would be it for me. Like, I love a nerd. But then we gotta get into the mactor of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Schwartz, your favorite character, your
I knew
favorite
you'd love
castmate
this. Yeah.
this semester. Andy flat out asked this man, "How much are you making?" Like, rude. That's so trashy. Don't ask a man how much he's making. But it's real hard. It's real hard to be an actor, Jeff. I mean, you're just out here having to, like, jump and look and wear
Yeah.
clothes. Like, you don't know.
Get tips from Sandoval. Really, my
Mhm.
whole takeaway from this entire thing was, like, if you made it through, because if this entire package exists and you didn't throw up a little bit, then I'm going to be shocked. And
I mean,
that's all I wanted to know from this.
well, I want you to give me some of your poses because I wrote them down. I wrote the Sandoval School of Modeling poses down. So I want you to give me your best sun
I
in
know
the
my,
eyes.
oh,
Give me your
I had my favorite one. Let's see.
okay.
We had I like this one though, with the arm, with
Yeah,
the arm up.
is that the sun's in my eyes?
Yeah. Something at a distance.
And then
Yeah.
the hey, did you say something?
That was my favorite one. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Did you say so?
And then the arms folded, leaning forward,
Did you,
laughing.
were you going to say something? I honestly can't believe you. I was like, we're going to fly through this. Sunday's not going to want to spend 1 second on this.
I wanted you to do it though, and you bit. You did it. You did it.
I mean,
I love
anyway,
it.
I'm going. What'd you say?
Did you say
What's
something?
that?
Uh, and,
I like how I'm doing all this with you not looking at.
I mean, I know. I'm looking. Don't you worry. The whole world's looking.
What's that? What'd you say?
Oh, you got the over the shoulder down pat, like, don't you?
What's that? Okay.
Y'all, if y'all are not watching on YouTube, I don't know what you're doing with your life because we just got a whole tutorial on it. Sandoval who? Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Brantley's out here. Then we get a little we transition into I wrote sophomore year. Why did I write sophomore year?
Let's see. I have no idea.
I just wrote sophomore year. Okay, well, moving on.
Oh. Sandoval said that he's not quite where he's at. That Schwartz isn't where he's at. He's in like sophomore year level. I don't know if
Oh,
I'm more upset that I actually know that from you just asking that one thing, or I'm happy with my, that I'm holding on to it still, but there's no telling what useful information just got pooped out of my brain
that's right.
because I held on to sophomore year level of Schwartz modeling. This has gone on too far. In fact, I'm getting out of here. What'd you say?
Yeah. Garbage in, garbage out.
You didn't like the model pose there that I pulled?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I did. Like, I mean, you're really working it in. Like, my challenge to you is to, like, work it in a couple times tomorrow at work. Like, I'm out of here. What?
Anyway, to the
Love it.
alley. Sir
To
Alley's
the
where we're
alley.
at.
This is not real big news here. I don't think there's anything revelatory about this scene. Jax comes out with his coffee mug. Wonder
Uh-huh.
what's in that
Right.
coffee mug. And in the regular season, we did not see him apologize like this, though. Like, it picked up just right on the contention of it. Like, there was no, because it started out that Jax was like just trying to diffuse it, and then it ramped up, and we jumped in at the height of the round, so we didn't really see him apologize. But I love an apology that starts with "for what it's worth."
I don't know if he knows what that phrase means.
It
First
means
off,
it ain't worth shit.
it didn't start with "for what it's worth." He stumbled. I want to apologize for what it's worth. And like, it's not, none of this is an apology. I mean, it's like, well, I was getting into people's shit and being an asshole. Like, all right. And how long did it take you to get into somebody else's shit and be an asshole after this? A good 20 seconds, probably.
Yeah, and by the end of that conversation, he was being a fucking dick.
She really shuts him down the whole time. I mean, he's like, I don't need you to like me after this. And it's like, okay, no
Check.
problem. Don't worry.
Her face told 1,000 stories. She's like this. Ugh, what? What?
Yeah.
Like, you could have just done a storyboard of her face and just like told the whole story, because she's just not having it. Katie's not having it. She's like, no, I'm sorry, you're bullshit, and I'm not doing it. But like, it must be really hard being the only one with a set of fucking balls in that relationship,
Yeah.
because she does all of the heavy lifting. Every conversation, every skirmish they get into, every argument, she not only is having to like defend herself against the person she's with, but also against Tom. This comes up a little bit later with some of that, like Sheena and her back and forth. Like, Tom is never going to take this woman's side. He is always going to like jump on the other side. So she's having to box her opponent and her boyfriend, which is real fucked up.
Yeah, she's over it, finds it straight up nauseating. It's sad. And I thought this was kind of relevant because she's in the news lately. We had the Taylor Frankie Paul stuff go on, and she's like, people are talking about bad actors in the reality TV community. And she's out there, like, as we speak, really talking about, like, I mean, I've told people, I have said this to higher ups, like, things are going on, and people are, you know, guessing that this is Jax. You're going to know a little bit more of the recent news of it all than that. But I just thought, as it was this conversation was winding down, I'm like, this is what's going on. And right now, like, Katie's in headlines because of this type of stuff, I think, right here.
And, when this show aired, she got a lot of heat, probably because of like misogyny and sexism, much like Walter White's wife, Skylar, got a lot of heat when those episodes were airing for being like a nag and being like a drag. But like, with some distance, we see now, like, Katie was right about everything. Skylar was right about everything. She should have done much more to her methamphetamine dealing husband than she did. Like, they got off very easy. Schwartz gets off very easy. But I would like to note that Katie likes a man's watch too. She likes the heft of a man's watch. I did notice. Yeah, it's because she was wearing a big watch. So, but another pre-med, like tidbit, like, I'm not buying it. You're not selling me pre-med. You're not selling me on Schwartz's intelligence. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, he himself is like, I was taking some steps to do it. I mean, I didn't, I think just that, the whole IV thing is whatever.
Yes, but like the lengths that these people will go to torture each other, I find to be fairly funny. Like, this
Oh,
man is
yeah.
scared out of his, like, he's scared out of his britches. He is so scared. And instead of like backing off the joke, like like the joke starts, right? And then once they see how like pale he is, they could have been like, man, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Sandoval rode that prank all the way to the end until Schwartz had the needle in his arm. Sandoval was riding
Yeah.
that prank.
No, you see a moment where Schwartz's balls go inside his own body and like his hands go over the front of himself, like, you know, like our primate tendencies have shown us to, going way back deep in his brain. Like, that's how scared he is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, Sandoval has to get his bullying fix in. Like, he's like, oh, this pent up, I gotta bully somebody. And so the natural next step is this motherfucker wearing camo cargo shorts, which for that reason alone, he deserves it. But that's very 2014.
Yeah, if this was like 2010 or 11, I probably would have had to cop to him wearing those. 2014, I don't know. Maybe we're on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ethan's dad was a real fan of the camo
Yeah,
cargo pants.
I had a couple of years of it. Yeah.
I will say this about Schwartz, though. He is
Mm.
unafraid to look real dumb on camera. It's like he
Unafraid or just it's happening?
I mean, either or. He does not self-censor. He just is out here looking like an idiot
Wait,
constantly.
you're saying this as if there's a way to not show up looking like an idiot. Are you saying that that's a capacity he has?
I mean, we don't know. We don't know.
Sundi, I'm
yet.
asking you right now. I'm not one of these dudes right here. I'm going to keep my foot on your neck for one of these answers that we will not get from anybody else. You said he showed up willing to look a little silly. Are you suggesting that that's an option for him to not show up and look a little bumbling and silly?
I mean, in some instances, he could self-edit a little, right? Like, he doesn't have to ask
what
the
that is
technician.
for an answer. I don't know what that
Look,
is.
This man looked at the technician and said, "Is it okay if I cry?" He
Our
did
options
not
are
have
yes.
to say that.
Our options are no. And our options are,
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm ready to
Ask
move
me
on
again.
to Shay.
Ask me again. I'll have an answer.
Do you think Tom Schwartz has the ability to show up and not be a total goofball dweeb?
No, I do not.
Okay, there we go.
No, I do not. Don't make me talk about Shay singing. It is so upsetting to me.
Oh, I wasn't even there yet. This is the silly dancing one, so we can skip to that
is this,
if you want. I'm happy to.
This is the gleb of it all.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you think that they had to pay Gleb?
No, he's already signed some contract thing, and this is fulfilling whatever that contractual duty Lisa had with him and ABC, I think, to do some behind the scenes work.
But this is competitive, though, because, like, you know, Bravo is an NBC subsidiary and ABC is like this. So I'm just wondering what they had to do. And also, Sheena is unafraid to ask for a goddamn handout. She wants free sangria. Too, yeah. She wants the Dancing with the Stars, this man who's making more money than she has seen, you know, in the last 3 seasons of this show, to be like, hey, could you just donate your time? Like,
she's met him a few times. She tries to make it like her and Shay just ask him at the bar. Now I have to worry about like Shay and Sheena are that couple like, hey, we were noticing you from across the bar. There is like the most Sheena wedding phrase of the season almost is in this. She's like, I got to twerk on my wedding day. Obvi. It's like, that's what you put right here. That's way more pertinent than it's all happening. Like, I got to twerk on my wedding day.
Obvi written right here.
Obvi.
But she's so shameless. She is so shameless. And she be dragging Ariana to every little freaking thing ever. She's like, oh, I got to have a phone call with the floor slater. Ariana, can you come? Like, let this woman live. Stop making her come to every wedding appointment. It is tedious as hell.
But yeah, Andy has the question I have every day, which is why the Jacks love.
Well, you know, he's a real handsome man. This reunion excluded. He does look a little bit like, as you mentioned, Pigpen.
Mm-hmm.
And so he is a bit of a sweaty mess, but he does address some of our burning questions about
no one said anything about his looks. People asked
Well, I mean, women are not flocking to this man because of his brain, Jeff, okay? I feel like that is a pretty rote connection to make. Like, they are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's so smart and interesting and philanthropic." Like, that's just not what we're doing here with.
Philanthropic is a good one.
But they talks about he's got all these girls on his phone. And see, that snippet where they're on the boat and, like, they're reading his sex, that is gold. How did that not make it into the frickin' regular season? That is
Really?
genius.
That could have been the episode. This could have 40 minutes of that would have been this episode. That would have been just
Yeah.
great.
And
Yeah.
this is where I got our opening, where he's got, like, you know, Miami girl, LA girl, New York girl,
Yeah.
and, you know, one big boob Hudson. I don't understand that those connection of words, but that's what she said. I even rewound it to make sure I got it. I don't know. But the worst is he sent a sext to his mother.
Yeah. We've assumed that he's hit up the wrong girls. We've talked about that because he's always clacking away on that thing. And we just assumed, and that's confirmed, and it's worse than we thought.
It is worse than we thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I have done that before. I have sent a text to the wrong person. I dated this person whose nickname was Cookie. And my dear friend Clay, she was in my phone, obviously Clay and Cookie. And so on my Motorola Razor, as I am trying to find the right one, I accidentally sent it to the wrong C contact. So it can be done. But can you imagine, as a grown human, getting a text from your child? Betty, can you imagine if Betty...
Don't do that. No, we're not.
Okay, we can't. All right. Moving
First
on.
off, she doesn't get text. That's true.
Not on her jitterbug. Even Bubba gets text on his jitterbug.
She receives them. She doesn't know how to open them. I have to open them. So I would have to see what I sent to her 2 weeks ago is typically what happens.
Got it. So you would see your own sex and then it could just delete it.
Yeah.
At least y'all have a system. Because Schwartz did see Jax's dick too, though. So
yeah,
the system is failing on every level in this one.
Yeah, he has a great idea. They should make an app. Like, you're doing that on every app. I don't know.
Well, you know, funny enough, he's probably doing it on all the apps and texting. But then we cut to the skinny dipping, which doesn't really bear repeating. The only thing I took away from this, like, skinny dipping was that Sandoval wears dry clean only undies.
Like, my favorite takeaway, well, first off, Sandoval saying that the ocean got jaxed is great and horribly disturbing. But, you know, Sheena's like, oh, it's a full moon in Miami. I was like, oh, yeah, that name of that title was like Moon Over Miami. Moon's Over. And we were like, why is that the title? That's such a stupid title. If this scene had been in there, then that would have totally fit.
Maybe it originally was and it got cut out. Wait, was that the scene where they were talking about Jax, the way that he sexes, like, I want to put my babies in you? Was that then or is that later?
No, that was that previous scene. But was it the girl saying, I'm going to make babies? It took me twice, and I was like, you know what? I have other things to do.
Yeah. So
about.
I think that is sort of like the lexicon that he establishes. He's like, yeah, I want to put my babies in you. And then she's like, yeah, put your babies in me.
Yeah. It's just bad both ways. Yeah. I can only assume that the person Jax is telling that to is also not someone I'm going to, you know, think it's
that is
on here. But then we get the bridal party game. The thing I wanted most, I was most happy this whole season that we skipped past it. I was like, at least we didn't have to see the cucumber thing.
I did.
We have a solo, just this scene extracted from the entire season.
Jeff is not off the hook.
Nope. The thing I was so happy, like my biggest takeaway from the season, at least we never saw what they did with those cucumbers.
No.
Well, now we did. Now we see Sheener deep throating a cuke.
Well, you said it that way. I just wrote it real classy. I was like, we saw Sheena simulate oral sex because I am so put off this. Like, first off, I don't ever want to see anybody ever simulating any kind of oral situation. I don't even want to watch you eat a banana. Okay. Like, I won't
make you do that.
I want it. I don't want it. And then the camera like zooms in on her carved dick. Like, I was like, God.
I was just like, man, I hope them cousins from Pasadena sure enjoyed that one.
He's like, the wheels have completely come off this bus. Like, I cannot. The next scene too, it's not even really, it's like a nothing burger about Stassi and Katie in dresses and trucks. The only thing that I kind of took away from it was that it was just really nice to see them palling around.
It was nice, but it's just
Yeah.
like, why not? Then, but why? That's not where we are. We're at the end of the season. There's no more, like, it's just, it looks like it was trying to
No.
be redemptive of Stassi. Like, see what could have been? Like, we all know what could have been. She went off
Yeah.
the rail.
Well,
Like,
we
there
saw
is
what it
no need
was.
for this. Like,
Yeah.
hey, let's talk about Tom and Kristen. Like, no, let's not. We've done this to death. Like, what about Stacey and Katie? Remember when they were hanging out and it was cute? Like, yep.
Yeah, it was a little heartwarming, and maybe we can get back there, but I'll save it for my hopes and dreams. What about this freaking restaurant consultant guy coming in and giving her the business?
Todd will not be seen again. I
No.
don't know if Todd is around on this earth.
He presented his binder, and she was like, "No, thank you."
My favorite though, the intro, Andy's like, do you think you could be doing this for years? Like another 10 years? And here we are more than 10 years later.
I wrote that too. I
She's
was like,
doing it. Yeah.
we're far past 10 years, which, I mean, whether or not she's for real doing Sir is questionable. Like, she breezes in,
She's doing the
every,
show.
yeah,
She's on the
every
show
3 episodes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like she's like signing for stuff off a truck or anything.
No, Natalie with an H is going to be doing that.
Yeah, until she's dead. So Kristen waited on this guy. So this is sort of like a retread of the secret shopper stuff that we had last season, I think. But he found a hair in his plate, and Kristen's a bitch about it. Like, how dare this man? How dare this man demand another plate of food? Like, God, he's so needy. Like, sir, I mean,
I came pretty hard for Kristen when I originally saw it, but when I watched it again, that's right.
Okay.
Again, because she's like, he's talking about the dessert, and she's like, don't you want to wrap it up and get out of here? Like, I thought she was just basically like, shoo, just get out of my area.
Yeah.
But he does ask for another plate of food. Then it gets there and he has a bite and he's like, I don't even want this. Like, well, why did you have to make us make another one? Like, if we're going to copy, like, we can give you a free one if that one had your hair in it. No problem. Like, there was no need for you to ask for another one if you weren't going to eat any of it, really, or at least take it with you. So I actually softened up on Kristen a little bit on that one.
She called him a drama queen for complaining about a hair. And then she said the least part of waiting tables, her least favorite part of waiting tables is waiting tables. It's like, ma'am, it's pretty good that you're fired, because that's kind of what waiting tables is. It's waiting tables.
There's other jobs out there for sure. Yeah, she hates when people want things, though.
Yeah, I mean, because how dare you ask for me to serve you in my role as a server? Like, that's just weird. But in his binder, the chairs aren't comfy. The potatoes are weird. You need to have a comment card. There was like a whole like laundry list in this binder, and she's like, nah, no thanks.
She was like, I have a comment card for you, as a matter of fact. I was like, there you go. We are not friends of Todd. He put down the crispy chicken. He didn't like the chairs.
Todd will
LVP
not be
is
asked to return.
No, he's not allowed in the area anymore. No.
He had his 15 minutes. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
So then we move to this like little after party scene that I mentioned earlier, where Sheena kind of goes ham on Katie, talking about nobody sucks Stassi's ass like you. And so this was obviously before the falling out and like the makeup with Stassi and them. But I just there's 2 things I'd like to remark on in this scene. Number 1, Katie has completely bought the Kool-Aid where Stassi's very grown up. Like, she's just repeating that idea that, like, and then 2, Schwartz ganging up against Katie, her leaving, and him not even noticing.
Yeah, Katie does call Schwartz a pussy, decides to leave without him, and he is unaware. And then the next time we see her, she wants him to marry him. So, I marry her. I'm getting a little,
I'm going to say this right now. Here. If Tom Schwartz has no haters, that means I'm dead.
Yeah.
Because he is the worst.
Yeah, it is. There is a cold moment between them. And like, it looks like, I mean, And Schwartz
But
is unaware. I mean, he is
yeah,
unaware,
yeah.
unbothered by it.
But it is, not without remarking that the next time we do see them, she's crying because he gave her a ring on a string. So
Yeah.
make up your mind, Katie. This is the next part where we have to see Shay not only sing, but sing an original song. Oh, you know how I feel
I like it.
about you know how I feel about a singer-songwriter trying to make his way as a troubadour in this world.
Yeah.
I won't have it. Do not expose me to it. It was very hard to watch. And like Sheena's like her panties are just dissolving. She's just like, oh Shay. Hearts are flying out of her eyes. And all I have to say is good for y'all. Right? Like
Yeah.
if that's what gets the
That's what
going.
makes them a couple to root for, Sunday.
Sure.
I like it though, especially like we talked before how like Sandoval took his, role at the wedding very seriously, wanted to make it great for Shay. Well, he does. Like he organized like, hey, look, that thing didn't pan out earlier because the wedding was a little off schedule. I don't know if y'all heard about it.
Where's my wallet?
Yeah, Sunday Sheena's got her purse now, I guess, so we can move ahead. But yeah, they have like a sweet couple moment. The singing is odd at first, but he gets a hold of it, and I don't think it was sung the way it was intended. That may have affected that.
Sandoval's got his guitar and he's just playing Pierce the Arrow style, and like I just wanted to just stab my ears out. Like it was so awkward, and like he's singing at her. And that is just like my least favorite dynamic. At least turn around and like put your back to her. Like, I don't know. It was just really, really hard to watch.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure. It was, I wanted to see more of the stuff after the wedding. So at least I got something there. Yeah.
Yeah. There was probably a lot going on that the cameraman could not be around for that wedding.
Yeah,
So
I believe so.
We did get some good stuff. And then this is where it like wraps up. And Lisa's like, yeah, let's go have a drink. And they make Peter, Shay, and Jiggy like come out and serve them.
Yeah.
So rude. So rude. Especially that like Peter and Shay got packages on their own and they can't even sit on the stage.
We're not interested. They're not, they just let them know they're not interested.
So rude.
More than going over this season though, what I want to know is your thoughts on the next season.
Okay, so I have two areas. I have things that I hope or dream might happen.
Uh-huh.
And then I have things that I think probably will happen.
Okay.
So my hope is that we see Patrick's face, that we see him, that he materializes, that we see him and like we get a for real, because we've made so many assumptions about him. We've been guessing what he's like, what is their dynamic, what's he doing, all this stuff. So I really want to see him. I also really, really hope that the group, if they don't like mend themselves, that they at least can like re-merge. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like reassimilate, because it's not, the cohesion is so broken that I just need everybody to be together so I can see it all at once. Like having like Stassi and Christina over here is, and I just wanted it all to be together. So Stassi, come on back.
I think that's why I'm sorry to interrupt. I think that's why the secrets in the reunion felt weird and like dark almost, and kind of like there is no like listening back to us talk about last year's secrets. Like it was fun and there was stuff going on. This is like there's just nothing there because these people don't enjoy being around each other. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. And then just my last one. I just hope everybody dumps everybody. I just dream of the day that everybody walks into their significant other and says, fuck you, I'm leaving. I want James to dump Kristen. I want Katie to dump Schwartz. I want every woman that meets Jax ever to turn and run the other way. I want them all to just like start over, burn it down and start over. So that's my hopes and dreams. Did you have some hopes and dreams?
Yeah. No Jax, no Kristen. Every season so far. Well, why would I want it? No, I don't
what
want
is
it.
this show? What is the show?
Well,
it's Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
This is a whole other episode because like this show surprises me each year because and that's why I keep asking for new blood, which I am again, and I've said all 3 years now. Okay, we meet them, and it's this group of, young professionals in LA that work at this one restaurant. Well, like that doesn't have anything to do with it. This is all just I don't really know what the show is when you ask me exactly what it is. It's just kind of like the goings on of these people, but I don't really know why next year at this point I want to see this group of people. Like I want to see a group of people and maybe some of the same people with the restaurant as their cornerstone, but I don't know why all of these people are the ones that need to be involved in that. But I wasn't watching it as it was going
This feels a
on
little
either.
blasphemous, though, because now we have a connection to these people. Like, now these are part of our little universe. We can't just chuck them because they're trash. Like, we knew they were trash coming in, right? Like,
Right. But I'm just saying, like, I don't mean like a complete replacement. I just want a little shake up, 2 or 3
well,
out, 2 or 3
James,
in, you know?
we got Ariana between 1 and 2, and then we got James between 2 and 3. What more do you want, sir? How can we make you happy?
More.
Okay. Oh, more.
I
So
just
just
need some
more.
new. So with new blood from last year, you think the addition of James is good? That did. If you were wanting new blood in here, you got James.
I mean, no, it didn't like fulfill it, but he turned it around at the end, and we did
We
soften
feel
to
for
him.
James. We
Yeah, we
feel for
softened to
James.
him too. What else?
Um,
Hopes and dreams.
of course, other than new people, more food, and I would like more music. Sheena has her career. We saw it for a blip. I think Sandoval is still doing stuff right now. I want to see that. We saw DJ James Kennedy for just a hot second. Not like,
Yeah.
I feel like that could have taken up a whole bunch of time, and I would like to see that woven in there.
Yeah. Well, let's hopefully that I don't know. I know that DJ James Kennedy is going to stick to his career. I think we will see the fruition of that particular hope and dream. Sheena,
I feel like,
I don't really remember.
we got 2 banging hits already. Let's keep it going. Let's do one a year.
Right? She's going to ride that high forever. Okay, so things that you think are going to happen, your predictions.
All right. I predict there will be an engagement, but not a
Who?
wedding. Well,
Who?
unfortunately, I think it's Shorty, but I have no idea. What I predict is they get engaged, but not married this year, or the marriage
Okay.
doesn't happen. One.
Okay.
And how I predicted a shoe would get thrown last year, I am predicting a piece of electrical equipment gets thrown
Like a
or slammed
TV?
down. And yes, like a TV, a receiver, something
That is
electronic
very
gets
specific.
thrown or knocked down on purpose. That's
Okay.
my specific prediction
Okay.
for next year. How about yourself?
Okay, so I predict Stassi breaks up with Patrick, i.e., gets more screen time. Like, I think
Uh-huh.
that's going to happen. Whether it happens this coming up season, soon she is going to break up with Patrick, I think. I also predict more grifts from the cast. And we've seen a couple. We've seen Jax with his sweater line and his app, but I think, yeah. But I think more of them are going to get a kind of taste of their popularity and understand that, we're getting a lot of eyeballs. So I bet that's going to happen. This is going to be like water is wet, but Jax has a new girl.
Uh-huh.
And I think James and
Like a
Kristen
steady.
I mean, well, there'll be a new presence in his life. Just kind of remember like Carmen and Tiffany were.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So there's going to be somebody, obviously, because he can't be alone.
Right.
Obviously. And then I'm fairly certain that Kristen and James are going to break up. Like, how much longer can this go on?
No, surprised if they didn't make it out the building together, I would have been not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my predictions. Because,
I predict a surgery, another major, not major, but some other surgery, whether it's corrective or just some, whatever. There's going to be some surgery involved.
okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's definitely fair.
Thoughts on Veil moving forward, as far as what is Veil, why is Veil, when is Veil, will there be more Veil?
I hope so.
You're on Veil Watch 26.
I really liked the addition of Elle. I found her to be a really kind
Yeah.
of like foil to their foolishness. She went to Princeton, right? Wasn't that Princeton that she went to? Like, she was kind of the anti Sir waitress, and I really liked it. I like how she kind of like had her finger in a lot of different things. But I don't know. And I did a Google on her, and nothing like jumped out in terms of like IMDb.
Yeah.
So I don't really know if like she left like a Laura Lee style to go be in We're the Millers, where that's where Laura Lee is forever in my mind. She's in North Carolina filming We Are the Millers. But it didn't seem like there was anything pressing that pulled Belle away, so I don't really know what happened to her. Like, she was probably like, "Fuck this shit. This is too much. I'm not trying to get chlamydia to be on camera." Like, no, thank you.
There
So,
you go.
all right, really quick though, do you have a overall LVP and a season chump?
My overall chump is Schwartz.
I knew it. I
I
knew you
mean,
were
it's
gonna say it.
been
Yeah.
hardcore. Like, yes, that's right. You've defeated Jax on the season for chump.
Oof.
He got 2 cover-up tattoos this year, and you bested him at it. You did 2 awkward fake engagements to the same person,
Ooh.
and neither went well.
2
Thank God.
engagements.
Chump for you.
Stassi.
Mhm.
She
Just for
dug her
hanging on.
Well, she dug herself a hole, like, the end of last season and the beginning of this season that she could not get out of, and I think we saw the repercussions of that when she came in on the reunion. Like, nobody was giving her a fucking inch, and just for that reason, like, you can't be so brittle that you can't kinda, like, stay in the flow of it, of
Yeah.
the narrative and kinda, like, say that, and so she just became so brittle that she just broke off, and she's floating around. But my season LVP is controversial.
Okay.
It's Kristen. Because not for, morality of character, not for virtue,
I'm
but
leaving. I'm leaving.
because because every single episode, this woman showed up, clocked in, and said, "You know what? I will debase myself for your entertainment. Are you not entertained?"
Mm.
And yes, we were. So I'm giving it to her.
Well, that's great for her. I'm happy that y'all have that. Mine might be controversial for me because I never thought I'd see it coming, but
Okay.
Sheener is my LVP for the year. She
Cheater.
did not be brittle. She stayed strong, headstrong the whole way. She got her marriage. She got her dream wedding. She got her purse found. She did her twerking and booty popping at the wedding in her dress. She got Dancing with the Stars done. She got free booze. If there are 2 teams that people are pulling for, like, she's kind of got a team at this point.
Yeah, she does have a
She
team.
was even a focal point. If it wasn't her, bachelorette party was the main thing. It was more like Katie and Stassi were going at it, but it was because of her bachelorette party. Like, she was involved in a lot of this. As we've said, she kind of kicked this whole show off a little bit.
I mean,
But
she's the reason.
yeah, she's come on strong for me as like a player in all this.
I think
We
that's
shall see.
I think that's a fair award to give her. Like, she really did show up. And, like her or lump her, she really is in the mix. So I think that's fair. So now we're on to season 4.
That's correct.
That will be Friday. Season 4, episode 1 will drop Friday. Our Top Chef has already dropped, so go back and listen to our Top Chef. We are in episode 3 now, and it's like starting to kind of get a little bit more interpersonally cutthroat. And then Ladies of London on Thursday. But go to YouTube to see me eat pork flavored ice cream, and find us on Instagram, find us on TikTok. I often do fun little ditties on there to kind of like, compliment ditties. Not
Little
like
songs.
that ditty, like not that ditty.
Not Diddy. But you were talking about people singing songs. Do you do little songs like ditties?
It's my electronic ditties. I would never, ever subject you to that. I'm a grown up. But we have fun in the social medias. So come see us, find us. Email me if you have ideas. If you have complaints, email Jeff.
That's right. I'll take them. Thank you, everybody.